Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office employees affected by the closure of lotto outlets will not be receiving assistance from the government anytime soon. On Friday night, President Duterte ordered the PCSO to shut down all its gaming operations due to alleged massive corruption. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said what is more important now is to end the anomalies in the agency.
I'm sure yun namang mga naapektuhan, hindi naman sila ganun kahirap. Marami naman silang kinita during those times they were operating.
More than 30,000 lotto outlets have been closed down by the Philippine National Police since the president issued the directive. Thousands of ordinary workers have been affected.
Bakit? Nung hindi pa ba sila empleyado, hindi sila nabubuhay?
Pero po,
Do not underestimate the human spirit of Filipinos.
Malacañang, however, assures the public that the government will continue providing medical assistance and social services to those who need them. Panelo said the Office of the President, PAGCOR, the DSWD, the Department of Health and local officials have funds for this.
All they have to do is to make the request. Pareho ng ginagawa nila dati. Karamihan ng ginagawa nila, sumusulat o humingi ng tulong sa isang tao na may kilala sa ganito at nakakarating naman kagad ng tulong.
A few days before the fourth State of the Nation address of the President, the Commission on Audit released the 2018 audit report of the PCSO. Based on the report, the agency failed to remit its dividends to the national government from 1994 to 2016, amounting to 8.426 billion pesos. It also failed to transfer the forfeited prizes from the Kino Games and unused operating funds worth 684 million pesos to the charity funds. There is also a questionable declaration of PCSO assets and liabilities from the 2.5 billion peso trust fund in Land Bank. The PCSO even allowed 3 small-town lottery agents to operate last year, despite having unsettled cash bonds. Panelo said the president has yet to identify the people involved in the massive corruption. But for now, Malacañang says it has no plans to abolish the agency.
We were not talking of closure of this agency. We're talking of stopping massive corruption.
For News 5, Maricel Halili, we are One News.
It's been a week since lotto operations have been suspended. But teller Cristalyn Lagarde says she's still set to get paid. However, she worries of eventually losing her job.
Kinukulit ko po yung boss ko, tinatanong ko po kung mag-open pa ba, kung kailan. Para po makahanap din kami ng trabaho. Kasi nag-uupa lang kami. May binabayaran kami, hindi pwede na mag-standby kami.
Lotto agents are feeling the brunt of the suspension, having to pay salaries and rent despite halted operations. The same goes for new owners, whose lotto outlets have yet to even take off.
Lahat gulat, emotional talagang na ano. Pangalawa, pagdating sa business side talagang zero. Walang benta.
The Philippine Online Lottery Agents Association is mulling a dialogue with President Rodrigo Duterte to clear allegations of corruption. But for the camp of ousted PCSO General Manager Alexander Balutan, the president should have not targeted lotto outlet owners since the problem was just within PCSO.
Lahat ng kontrata dyan, sino nag-a-approve? Hindi naman yung janitor eh. Ang nag-a-approve dyan yung board of director, particularly the chairman and general manager. Kung may corruption dyan, dyan lang umiikot sa board of director.
Meanwhile, the Department of Justice says the president had known the PCSO's issues for a long time and that his sudden suspension of the agency's gaming operations last Friday is based on reliable information.
Hindi naman arbitrary yun kasi may pinagbasihan naman siyang information before he made that move. So that's not arbitrary. But all these people, those who are affected, will be given an opportunity because the NBI will conduct its investigation. So when the NBI makes that investigation, it will probably summon some people operating the lotto or the Peryahan ng Bayan, and that will be an opportunity for them to disprove yung allegations that they are cheating the government.
For News 5, Ria Fernandez, we are One News.
Justice Secretary Minardo Guevara says the National Bureau of Investigation should have initial findings on the alleged corruption in the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office in a week's time. While the order to shut them down came far ahead of any such findings, even ahead of any announced investigation, The shuttering of more than 30,000 PCSO gaming outlets is justified, the Justice Secretary said. President Rodrigo Duterte's orders, he insists, cannot be called arbitrary even as lotto operators and legal experts say the legitimate franchisees have been denied due process. Guevara says PCSO's personnel will have the opportunity to prove their innocence with NBI agents.
Malacañang has already said that it will await the result of the investigation before it makes a final move. So in my opinion, parang ano lang yan, preventive measure. Sir, even as the government is investigating, stop muna kayo.